Wingapo, my students. That means hello. I learned that from Pocahontas, the movie, when I was a kid. Anyways, happy Thursday. Here is your work for today. So first of all, we'll start with math. Might as well. Okay, so what you get to do today is match the leprechaun to the pot of gold. I know, you might feel like you're scoring the rainbow right now. So now you look at the leprechaun. Okay, you look at this leprechaun and see what he's holding. Oh, whoops. Okay, so he's holding 3,230 grams, and he wants a pot of gold that it has the same as 3,230 grams. So I'm going to look here, and I'm going to say, well, there's none of the same numbers, so they must have converted some grams to kilograms. And I'm going to pretend that this popsicle stick is a scale. And on this side, there's 3,230 grams, and I need to find this 3,230 grams that will balance out this scale evenly. Now I know that there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, right? Because kilo means 1,000. So let's see, 1,000 is the same thing as kilo. So if there's 3,000, that must mean there's 1, 2, 3 kilograms, right? So this 3,000, I'm going to turn into 3 kilograms and look for the answer that has 3 kilograms. So okay, all of them have 3 kilograms. Okay, so now I need to look for the 230 grams. And I have to be careful not to mix up my place value here. So I have 230. That's not the same as 23, not the same as 2, not the same as 320, and not the same as 203. So it looks like none of, oh, just kidding, there it is. Just gotta scroll down. I knew that the whole time, of course. So 3,230 grams is the same thing as 3 kilograms, 230. So you get to match all these leprechauns to their pots of gold. Make sure you pay attention to that place value. Make sure you're converting it, and just do your best. After those problems, you have a few volume problems. Now, what you have to do is look at these measurements. Remember, volume is how much it fills. So, for instance, this pen has a volume of air, or this invisible cup in my hand has a volume. Just kidding, it'd be better with the real cup. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. Anyway, so volume is how much stuff a container can hold. So this one is past the 500 milliliter line. And let's see, this is the 5th line, so I guess every line is 100. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Perfect. So then I need to figure out what line this water is at. So it's at 500, 600, 700 milliliters. So then I would type 700, whoops, I typed an extra 0. 700 milliliters. And I don't know why, I can't remember, but the M is lowercase and the L is capitalized. It's just something weird about milliliters. Who knows? But that's how it goes. And these, just do your best. This one kind of looks like a 30, but it's a 50. And then just figure it out. Figure out the scale of each of these. Now, these problems are super exciting. You have a container, and it's poured into the measuring cups. You have to figure out how much water this container held. So for instance, this container was poured into a 1 liter jug, 500 milliliters, and then 200 milliliters plus 50. So 1,000 plus 500 is 1,500, plus 200 more is 1,700, plus 50 more would have to be 1,750 milliliters. So that's all you write, 1,750 milliliters. Boom, just like that. Now, I have some trick problems for you. Wahaha. This teacher filled containers A, B, and C completely with water, but he only had enough water to fill half of container C. So we have to find the volume of water in each container and the capacity of each container. So container A has the volume of 100 milliliters plus 10, 20, 30. So 130 milliliters plus whatever's in B. Okay, and C, we could only fill half of this thing. So we have to look at C. and half of C equals 2 liters, 250 milliliters. So now to figure out the capacity of container C, we need to multiply this by 2 to figure out what C is so that we can know the whole thing instead of half the thing. I hope that makes sense. So half the thing is 2 liters, 250. So the whole thing would have to be 4 liters, 500 milliliters. And then just like you've been doing all week, you're converting between liters and milliliters or milliliters to liters and milliliters. I just said milliliters like 10 times, but you know what I mean, I hope. Okay, so just be careful. If you're not sure what it's asking you, look at the end goal and see what the problem is asking you to do. And okay, that's it for math. I know that was kind of a mouthful and a lot to listen to, but you can do this. It's the same thing we've been practicing all week. Remember, let's see, 1,000 meters, that's a kilometer. And it's the same for grams and for liters, which is what we're doing today is liters. Okay, writing. So today for writing, you get to write a story about yourself as a magnet or about a group of magnets or about your friend magnet or something. But think of that plot pyramid. What does your magnet have to struggle through? Is he going to be stuck to something metal on the ceiling like a vent and not know how to get down? Or is he going to be repulsed by some of his friends because of their magnetic fields? I don't know. I would love to hear your creative ideas though. So go ahead and write it down. How is he going to solve those problems? Just be creative and have fun. I love reading your writing, especially the stories that are just creative. So just do your best. And then finally, for the Journeys workbook, we're learning about contractions, which means we take two words and we smush them together, and the letters that we're missing, we put an apostrophe to show we're missing some letters here. So for instance, electromagnets do not, they want us to use these two words and put in a contraction. Electromagnets do not work unless they are turned on. Now to make this a contraction, what we have to do is smush the words together. And it usually just goes like this. The first word is the whole thing. And then the second word is usually just a piece. So we still have all of the symbols of do not, but we say don't. And it's just all the sounds and it's just a little bit easier to say and shorter to write. That's why we use contractions. They're just easier. So don't, do not. We put the apostrophe where the O goes, and then there's not a space. So what you do is you just squish it, just like squishy slime or something. I don't know. And if you're confused, look at this chart. Let's see. Yep, you can do this. Oh, cannot. That's the one I was thinking of that's tricky because it's only one word. So this one is still the same principle. We write the word can, and then instead of writing it like this, can't, we just do can and one apostrophe in T, can't, cannot. Okay. Anyway, so it works the same with pronouns as it does with these other words. Okay, so for instance, it will goes to it, it'll. It'll be exciting to find out if the experiment works. And oh, I'm noticing that that's the beginning of a sentence, so I need to capitalize that I. Make sense? So you're just doing contractions. That's it for journeys today. Okay, let's see. Math, writing, journeys, read, awesome things. And I will see you tomorrow. Anyways, have a great night.